the big hope, I suppose, from a Waterford perspective is, like you mentioned, is that the walk and wounded will be available. It's very much expected that Conor Prunty will return at full back, that Tadhg de Burka, despite not having played a minute in the league, will return back in his normal role at the heart of the defence.
Stephen Bennett, I think, is back as well. Peter Queally.
Thereabouts, yeah. I think it's touch and go whether he will start or not. But again, that's a huge issue, I suppose, as well, in that not just for his performance and his own ability, but also from the free taking point of view. Waterford, when he missed the last couple of league games, I think half a dozen different free takers. And again, if you're using half a dozen free takers in a game, you're not in a good place. So that's an important thing. But they still have a core of some very good hurlers. Like you mentioned, your Conor Prunties, Tadhg de Burka will start, Calum Lyons, Jamie Barron in the middle of the field will be there almost certainly with Paddy Levy. You have Dessie Hutchinson inside. Michael Kiley, I suppose, is a player that Waterford will be looking at to really take off this year. A young player with a huge reputation coming out of Fitzgibbon Cup that really hasn't transferred to senior inter-county yet, but he has that ability. If you can score 3 or 4 goals in a Fitzgibbon Cup final, you can operate at senior inter-county level. But Waterford need the likes of Michael Kiley coming through and really opening up the summer for him. Dessie Hutchinson is as good a forward as in any county. I've always said he's an all-star ability, but unless Waterford get to the likes of an All-Ireland semi-final, he won't get one. So I suppose the hope is around the return of your tried and trusted. The fact that if you wanted to put a positive spin on it, the 4 defeats in the league, Waterford were in a goal in each of them. So you were thereabouts with a mix and match teams. But there has to be a question mark about, I suppose, the level of confidence and going into a game having been so unimpressive in the league in general. But it's Munster Championship and a lot of these guys, the players were mentioning, they're on the Waterford scene now for maybe the guts of a decade. We mentioned briefly there about minor team that won in 2013, under 21, 2016. These guys are now 28, 29, 30. There isn't going to be many more, I suppose, windows or opportunities if they're going to have an impact in Munster Championship. It's 2010 since Waterford won a Munster Championship. Could really do with, obviously, I suppose, look, it's a huge year for David Fitz and his management team as well, having been, failing to come out of Munster last year. Not that it's not easy, that you could actually play well in your 4 games and maybe lose them all. It is that difficult. But every manager would be looking at your 2 home games, and Waterford have their 2 home games straight up, Cork this Sunday and Tip on the Saturday and the bank holiday. If you don't get something out of these games, you're out of the championship in effect, because going to Ennis and Gaelic grounds isn't where you want to be trying to rescue your season.